Hey there, my amazing freshmen. Sure do miss you guys. Y'all are just rocking and rolling. You're getting it done. Feel free to pop into office hours, even just to say hello. But yeah, y'all are just rock stars. You're out there just kind of working away quietly and getting the work done. I love the fact that where we are right now in the class, it's basically just building on prior skills. You know, reading a novel, having some discussions, answering some questions, and moving on. So I wanted to give you your instructions for the week of April the 6th. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. Well, I thought, why does it do this to me? Hang on, let me. I don't know why it does this to me. Oh, it says I'm sharing. Okay. Interesting. I didn't realize it was sharing. Okay, sorry. So I'm going to pop over here to Google Classroom. And one thing I know is that a lot of times, and I know in the past not all teachers have organized their Google Classroom. It's just kind of all been dumped in there. And a lot of times I see you guys on this front page on the stream, just scrolling, trying to dig through everything to find it, okay? If you go over here to this next tab called Classwork, that's where I have it organized, okay? So on Mondays, the first thing you need to do is go and check the calendar, and that's where all your information is going to be. It's where your pacing is going to be, and then my intention is to put out a video to link it in on each Monday. So like this video I'm doing right now will be linked up here in time for you guys to check it. So you'll check the calendar, let it pull up, and by the way, I can see who's been checking the calendar, okay? Not till like, you know, anyway, but yeah, I can see who's been on and who's been checking it. So just know. All right. So we are now in the week of April the 6th, and I have my office hours posted, and you simply have to click this link if you need to pop in, even just to pop in and say hi and just say, hey, I just need a human voice to talk to. I just need someone other than, you know, my mom and dad and brothers and sisters or whatever to interact with. Because I do too. It's like me and the cats here, okay? And that gets old, even though I've been having, you know, quite a few meetings going on. All right, so if you ever need office hours, it doesn't matter what day it is, that link is always over here on Monday. I've also been up here in the date section, just dropping some encouraging things for you. If you need some music to study by, this is just a live, like coffee shop stream. This next one it's like a 2-minute video, and I don't know if y'all are familiar with John Maxwell. He's an incredible motivator and one of the leading leadership trainers in the world. And he sends out a video every day called Minute with Maxwell, and it's like one word and like a brief little 1 or 2 minute thoughts on that word. Well, the one for the other day was on resilience. And I thought that was so appropriate. I mean, we've been talking about resilience this semester, and you wrote an essay about resilience, and I think that was that in the fall? I don't remember. And now we're getting to live resilience. You guys are getting to put in practice some of these things that we've talked about. So that's just a little bit about resilience. And it's really interesting, kind of the take that he has on it. I also put in here, if you need a good book, another book to read, I've started doing what's called First Chapter Friday, where I read the first chapter of a book. And this one for Friday, April 3rd is, actually, I'm reading it right now. I'm almost done with it. It's called The Sundown Motel. If you like ghosts and murder mysteries and haunted hotels, then you might like this book. And then just my favorite Super Bowl commercial. So again, I'm just putting some things up here, kind of lighthearted, something other than school. All right. So the week of April the 6th. So you'll notice this Tuesday, we're supposed to be taking the STAR test, y'all, and it's canceled for the year, and you will not have to make it up, which is the really cool thing. I don't remember if I've said that or not. So I have on here, celebrate no STAR test by giving back to your community. And here's some great resources on on what you can do during this time, like checking in on senior neighbors, you know, offering to, you know, take the dog for a walk or whatever. So there's some things to do. You know, if you have the funds, if you know, you could give to donate to a food bank, things like that. So the this video I'm creating right now, it says click here for weekly instructions. The word here will be highlighted just like these other links. Okay, and you'll be able to click on it and get to this video that has your instructions. So our instructions this week, we're going to read the first section of Fahrenheit 451. And again, you can, if you have a copy of the book, Amazon, of course, is still delivering. I think Barnes & Noble online is delivering. Half Price Books in Richardson, they can do a curbside pickup. You can just call and see if they have the book, and then when you can go pick it up. Or again, I do have a PDF out on, out on Google Classroom, and I'll show you all that here in just a minute. So the first section, I have a video. It says click here to start reading together. Y'all, it's me reading the first section of it, and I'm talking about some of the things that we see and some of the discussion questions and so forth. So remember from last week, I'm numbering the assignments, okay? So we had assignment number 1. Where is it? Assignment number 1 was the poem, Burning a Book. Assignment number 2 was the background on dystopian literature, and assignment number 3 was the web quest. Okay, so that's all background foundational information. So now assignment number 4, and I'll show you all those here in just a minute. Assignment number 4 is the section 1 reading guide, and you'll read, and then you'll continue reading. Assignment number 5 is a discussion question, and it's on a Padlet. You can either click here, or I do have it linked up in Google Classroom. Either one is fine, and I'll show you where it's linked. And I'll give you the instructions. Oh, I still need to link up some templates if you're not sure how to respond. And I'll get to that in just a minute. And then, of course, Friday, it is a Good Friday holiday. Throughout the week, you're still making entries in your bell ringer journal. I noticed some of you have already turned it in for today, which is awesome. And I will take a look at those, and I'll get them back to y'all, and I'll reset the assignment due date for next week. Okay. And so that's just going to be kind of an ongoing thing of just your reflections on this time right now. And again, I'll go back and I'll look at that again here in just a minute. So you guys are to have 3 to 5 tasks to complete for each class, okay? And I certainly do not want to be the one to overwhelm you. And I know some of y'all, like if you're taking almost said world geography, AP Human, I know that one kind of can be pretty intense. And if you're in some other, you know, AP, pre-AP classes, you know, I get it. But 3 to 5 tasks for each week, okay? So this gives you read, I don't know, is that a task? But read and complete the journal, complete the section 1 reading guide, complete your bell ringer reflection journal, and then complete the Padlet. So those are basically what I'm asking you to do this week. Now, let's go over here to Google Classroom. Let's go back. I want to show you where all the things are. All right, so we started here at the calendar, clicked on this link to get in and look at it. The weekly journal, the bell ringer journal, is right here, the weekly reflection journal. And you can see here that some have already turned it in. Guys, do not forget to mark as done, okay? Mark as done, okay? That's how you actually turn it in. Okay, and then again, I can look at it. I'll put some, when you get things back, make sure you're looking in the private comment section to see if I've given you any comments, okay? And it might just be like, oh my gosh, I love this, or yeah, whatever it might be. All right, so this is where your weekly reflection journal is. And again, after you turn it in, hang on, I've got a bunch of emails coming in. I've got emails, I've got Remind, they're all kind of popping up right now. So again, you'll turn it in, I'll take a look at it, and I'll return it to you, and then I'll reset the assignment. So that's just going to be ongoing. That will be one of your weekly tasks. So if you come up here, we had assignments 1, 2, and 3, and now we're at assignment number 4, the Hearth and the Salamander reading log. Okay, I've put the video that was on the calendar that says, hey, if you want to start reading together, click this video. It's also linked here. Okay, so there's like 2 places I'm putting the videos. I'm putting here in the assignment, and I'm also putting them, linking them on the calendar. And then your reading guide to part 1. So you're to complete this as you read. Okay, it talks about some of the metaphors at the beginning, textual support, a little bit about some of the characters, Montague and Clarice. This idea of 17 and insane, like reflect on that. Okay, and this, keep in mind that this first section of the book is like 60 some odd pages, 65 pages. So yeah, there's not just like 3 or 4 questions. Okay, so there's 26 questions here. And then once you complete that, if you go back to Google Classroom, you've read. Okay, assignment number 5 is the discussion and response. So there's a Padlet board, and again, this is the same one that was linked in on the calendar. So there's, again, 2 places for it, on the calendar and here in Google Classroom. The deal is, though, if you click through to it from the calendar, you still need to come here and mark it as done. Make sure you turn it in, okay? So attached is a link to a Padlet board containing 2 questions pulled from your reading guide. First of all, when you go to Padlet, you must log in so your name appears on your responses and on your comments, okay? There is no one on my class roster named anonymous. And if you enter and submit as anonymous, you will get a 0 because I have no way of knowing who it is, okay? So log into Padlet and your name should appear, and I'll show you here in just a minute. All right, so there are 2 questions out there, and you're to respond thoughtfully to each question, okay? You can use, if you have a really good answer on your reading guide, you can absolutely use that, okay? This is kind of a reading check. And then comment on at least 2 of your classmates' responses. So if you're a fast reader and it's Wednesday and you're doing this, there might not be a whole lot in there, okay? And you can, so go back then like Friday or even over the weekend and check and see if people have been responding, all right? So let's click on this. And here are the 2 questions. Let me first of all show you, see how my name appears right here? Okay, if yours says anonymous, then you are not logged in. And so you'll need to go back and log in. So the 2 questions are, the first one is, the men who arrive in the night to pump Mildred's stomach have a casual indifference about their work. What does this show you about this world? Okay, and the second one of Beatty's criticisms of the old woman in her books is that none of those books agree with each other. Obviously, author of Fahrenheit 451, Ray Bradbury, wants us to read a wide variety of books. What do you suppose happens when we read only books that align with our own worldview? What do we gain by that, or what do we lose by that? Okay, so just something to ponder and think about. And if you guys want to have kind of an impromptu discussion, we can absolutely do like a little 30-minute Zoom or 15 minutes where you pop on and talk about some of those. That might be kind of fun to do. I might put a reminder out and see if y'all are interested in that. Okay, so that's the Padlet. So back, whoopsie, hang on. Let me go back to Google Classroom. Hang on, there we go. It'll let me, there we go. So, and again, once you finish it, don't forget to mark it as done. Okay, that way I know that you've completed it and I can go out and I can check it, all right? So that's what I have for you for the week. So I'm gonna go back to the calendar. Okay, so this video will be right here where it says click here for weekly instructions. Kind of gives you a pacing guide. That's what I'm doing here. Begin reading Fahrenheit 451. Oh, the PDF on Google Classroom. Let me show y'all that. If you did not get a copy of the book, okay, again, under Fahrenheit 451, down towards the bottom, there's an audio book, and it's literally just a YouTube video of someone reading the book, not me. And then the text is a PDF, and the pages align with the book that we're using, okay? So the pages do align. All right, but again, you can, the libraries too, I know, oh gosh, let me think. Is it Dallas? Dallas Public Libraries, I think, not Richardson, but Dallas. So like Fretz Park is the Dallas Public Library. But if you can actually check out a book, if you have a card, you can check out a book online, and then they have curbside pickup, which is pretty cool. So again, you can do curbside pickup. I know Half Price Books is doing curbside pickup. I'm not sure about Barnes and Noble. Or of course you can order it on Amazon, or you can just use this text. You can actually, I know there's with the Google Classroom app, I don't know, I have not downloaded this on the app on my phone to see what it would look like. So it would be like the Kindle app on your phone, but those would be some options on the reading. Okay. And then next week, I'm going to put out a brief quiz over part 1, and you'll be able to use your reading guide for that. The reading study guide, reading guide, this thing, the number 4, sorry, got some fuzz flying around. But the reading guide, you'll be able to use that in the quiz. All right. So that is what I have for you this week. And I hope you guys are doing okay. Like I said, please do not hesitate to pop on and just to say hi and just to, maybe get some direction or whatever, or to chat. Because like I said, during our office hours, we're literally just here like working with an open Zoom. So hope y'all are doing okay. If you have any questions, any concerns, and not just about English and Fahrenheit 451, if you're just like stressing out or freaking out about this whole situation, please don't hesitate to reach out. Guys, our number 1 priority right now is your well-being, emotionally, mentally, physically, okay? We know that some situations have changed. We know that parents have, since this started, like in the last few days, parents have lost jobs or had hours cut back. Again, we have a meal program. Do not hesitate to become involved in that. You do not have to be on the free and reduced lunch to be involved, to pick up the free meals, okay? And I have the information on Google Classroom. It's under e-learning resources, and there's, I have it listed separately, but there's also a document called All the Things that has all the things, and it has all the locations, and I think it has a link to all the locations. So I am going to go ahead and stop this video, get this bad boy uploaded and attach the calendar, because I know some of you guys, you got finished by Wednesday and you're just like, okay, what's next? So I know some of y'all are just chomping at the bit to get started. Others of you are like, wait, we're actually still doing school? Uh-oh, yeah, we are. So I look forward to hearing from y'all. I look forward to your feedback, and I hope you're doing great. Have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.